If the Las Vegas Raiders had to play right now, they would be set up pretty well at corner. They'll play a lot more man coverage in defensive coordinator Patrick Graham's system than they did in Gus Bradley's zone-heavy scheme, so they let zone corner Casey Hayward walk in free agency and got a couple of corners that excel more in man coverage so they can get depth within that coverage scheme. Rock Ya-Sin was the big acquisition they got in the trade from the Indianapolis Colts for edge rusher Yannick Ngakoue, and he was the 5th best corner in the NFL last year in man coverage. So as of right now, he's in the mix to start opposite Trayvon Mullen, who's coming back from injury this coming year.
Well, we just tried to improve a position on our team where we at the time we didn't have a ton of depth. And Rock's obviously been a guy that he's had a productive 3 years. Had some ups and downs like most players do, but certainly has an opportunity to improve and help us in that position. And we're looking forward to working with him now.
The Raiders also picked up speedy Anthony Everett to match up with those smaller, quicker receivers. The former Baltimore Ravens corner started off in the slot last year before a rash of injuries eventually led him to be the #1 outside corner. So where does that leave Nate Hobbs, who performed well last year in the slot? He only gave up 68 yards in man coverage last year. Alright, the Raiders were hardly ever in man coverage, but he is a gifted press man corner. But Hobbs has the size to play outside too, so he's going to compete for his old job as well as a job outside.
There'll be an opportunity for Nate to compete at all those spots. We've talked about that already, and Nate's a very competitive guy, got a good skill set. We're excited to work with him for sure.
And they should be. I think Hobbs can be really good outside. When a guy has the size and speed to play outside and the skill and agility to play in the slot, he can cover. And he gives the Raiders the ability to match him up on whoever they want because he can travel. If you can play in the slot, you can play on either side. Between Sin, Everett, Hobbs, and the return of Mullen, a great group of corners should emerge. So how high should the Raiders be willing to go for Stephon Gilmore? We all know how great he's been over the years, but he's only started 14 games in the last 2 seasons, and he's 31 now. So his ability to stay healthy is a question, and if he were a bargain, he would have signed already. McDaniels doesn't exactly sound like he's willing to go to the end of the earth for him.
We talk to every agent. Dave does that, and his group does that, but there's been nothing substantial in that regard.
Is he a player that you guys are trying to seek to help with the secondary to bring in? Is that somebody?
I have a lot of respect for Steph, and what he's done in his career. Certainly, we would look at anything at any position if we thought it would help us. Obviously, it's got to fit, on both ends.
Hobbs isn't exactly proven as a man coverage corner, but in the limited snaps he got there, he was outstanding. So he'll compete with Everett, the speed guy, at slot corner, and outside where I think he can be great. Sin is going to be right there competing for a job too, and I'm betting on a healthy Mullen to become a star this year. The Raiders should be in good shape with whoever emerges on the corners. So how high do you think they should be willing to go for Gilmore? Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.